y'all need to be in the university. I'm not just saying it for my health. Like there's resources in there that you will need. So the notice or validations of that person 12 CFR 1006.34C, that's a debt collection letter where if any debt collector gives you a Donning letter, which is what that is, what they sent you, it sounds like it is. They need to first prove that the alleged debt is validated before they can even collect. So once you send this notice out, it stops all debt collection activities, meaning but not limited to the reporting of the information on your credit. Good morning, everyone. A toast to you for being awesome. Toast to you for being here. Most people probably are asleep right now, but guess what? We're here still learning. So today, right? Same thing. You can raise your hands, ask some questions, and I'm going to be breaking down the FICO pie chart today. I'm showing you what a good credit profile looks like, what you need to have on there. Like I'm going to be going through a lot of educational stuff today. More stuff on the FICO side and not so much on the consumer law side, just to give you guys a little balance. We've been hitting consumer law all week, so I'm going to give you guys some of the FICO stuff that you're going to need to know. It's not a lot of stuff, so it'll today's class is like an hour, so it's not that long. All right. All right, Joe, to you. Let's see if we got any hands up, and we can start.
Yeah, Karen got her first hand up. Go ahead and unmute your mic and ask Doreen your
I felt
question.
like I
Good
just saw you
morning.
a few hours ago, Tinkerbell. What's going on?
You know I have to be here all the time.
I love it. Good
So
morning,
listen,
beautiful. Good
good
morning. How are
morning.
you?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
I am doing extrally amazing. Extrally.
Great.
You know, I keep making my own words. I don't know if extrally is a word,
We have
but
to
we're
add
gonna
that
run with
to
it.
Webster's dictionary.
We're gonna run with it. We're gonna run with it.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yesterday you showed a letter from Experian that they
Mm-hmm.
had sent you as a star, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
last night when I got off class that I always go back and do my emails and stuff, I have an email, not even a letter in the mail, an email from them with information. And not only does it say that I didn't give them enough information for them to know what they needed for me to do, and that blah 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 blah. This was only on my personal info. How do you not understand my letter? And then at the bottom it says, please do not reply to this message. This notice is systematically generated and we cannot receive responses.
Print it. Print it.
Oh, I have it.
Control P.
Yeah, I
Like,
have.
guys, it is disgusting. They're like, so they're running a multi-billion-dollar company. That's great. You know, y'all got a lot of money. All right, cool. There's 200 million people with a credit profile. There's absolutely no way they can maintain the accuracy. And this is what we're finding out now. So, what do we know from 2020? When COVID hit, right? A lot of people went to the internet, and the internet took off more than it ever did in any other generation. And what happens is information got released. People started learning about credit, they started learning about finances. So the volume of disputes, so compared to from like 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, the volume of dispute from COVID went through the roof because more people are online, more people are aware, the education is out there. It was not gatekeeping anymore because people had nothing else to do. So the amount of disputes that they're getting now and the amount of people realizing that, yo, I can really challenge stuff on my credit that's inaccurate. It's crazy. And now they are just putting stall tactics. So, like, some of your disputes are not even being read. It's not. Some of your disputes, unfortunately, are not being read. It happened in COVID where Experian got fined for not reading consumer disputes. They were shoving them to the side. And the CFPB received a lot of complaint. And I believe this is what Equifax is doing now. They are not replying. They are not replying and investigating the disputes. You're just getting generic responses. So I'm very glad that yours say that this is a what? A generic response?
Yes, mine says at the bottom, second page, please do not reply to this message. This notice is systematically generated and we cannot receive responses. So systematically, so nobody actually looked at it. That's
No
exactly what
one. It was a
systematically says.
trigger.
Right,
It was an automation that was
that's
set up.
it.
We received a dispute. Hey, let's respond with this. That's basically what it is. They're probably using Zapier integration.
Or some form of AI that is not very smart.
But this is what the thing is now, Karen, and everybody that's on here. Oh, I could have sworn I saw Haiti just now. Hold on.
She's here.
Okay, let me give her her privileges. Normally, Haiti's the one that run Brunch and Learn. It's her thing. She loves brunch. So let me give you guys a preview of how you need to think about this stuff. The disputes are supposed to be handled. The disputes are supposed to be reinvestigated. What a company does after it receives the dispute is kind of none of your business, but it is. It's none of your business because you don't make their procedures, right? You don't. So what makes it your business is that it's supposed to get reinvestigated. And if it's not, you need to do something about it. Now, there are a few case laws where I need to find those. I think I have them on they're on the case law log, I believe, Karen. We're gonna go over it on Tuesday. I
Yeah, I
can't remember.
definitely want to get this stuff together and put it through arbitration because
It's
I'm not,
time. It's
I'm not
time.
dealing with them anymore. That's it. And them
It's,
and American Express, they had me up to here.
it's time. It's definitely time. So there's a case law. I just can't remember the name right now, but the case law basically states um, failure to reinvestigate consumer disputes. So for mine, I'll be using that case law. You can look in the case law resources, and you will see it, Tinkerbell. It's inside the Connoisseur program in the case law resources. There we go. It's in the case law resources. You're gonna see a case law for consumer reporting agency failed to reinvestigate dispute. So we'll be going over that on Tuesday's class because I'm seeing it now more and more and more. And imagine this, imagine that you are being trained about credit. You know about credit, you know about consumer law, right? And it still poses some challenge. Imagine the person that have no knowledge of what we're doing. Just imagine the regular person getting these letters and what they're gonna do. Just think about it.
I was the regular person when I first got divorced and started this process. So yeah, I understand completely. I put myself in their shoes.
Mm-hmm. The average person sees it and don't know what to do next. They don't know who to go to. They don't know what to do. So guess what they do? They just leave it alone. That's what happens. And then you're paying an interest rate of 29%, 35%. Your car interest rate is 15%, 18%, 24%. Like, not knowing consumer law is an expensive thing, ladies and gentlemen. And it might sound crazy, not knowing about credit, you will be so much at a disadvantage with the system. Like, you won't be able to save nothing because the amount of money you're paying for having bad credit, if you invested that in yourself and fix your credit, you will see that it will pay itself over. It's an infinite return. McCoy said it best. I had an infinite ROI. She has been with me over almost 2 years now. And she's still here. There's Edwin. Edwin has been here for 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. Sylvia, 4 years. There's a lot of people that's here for 4 years. They could have left a long time ago, but they are still here because of the information and the value that they're receiving. So I'm not giving you guys fluff. I am showing you real information that not only you can apply to your life, you can apply to other people's lives, and they'll pay you for it. The average person, which is 99% of the American population, have no clue about what we're doing, no clue about what we're talking about, no clue about our dispute strategies, nothing. Like we have a moral obligation, guys, to help these people. We do. We really have a moral obligation. We cannot let our people just perish because of the lack of information. All right, back over. Let me see. Haiti, are you up? Haiti going once. Haiti going
Yeah,
twice.
I'm good.
All right, so Joe was moderating until you got in. Are you good, or what do you would like?
I mean, Joe could continue.
All right, Joe, back over to you.
All right, you got Gamey Delos. You want to unmute your mic and ask Duran your question, bro?
Hey, good
Mr.
morning, y'all.
Santos, what's going on?
How we doing? Yes,
I am
my
doing
name.
exceptional. Thank you.
Morning, good morning. My name is Gammy, by the way, De Los Santos. I've been following you, brother, for about 2.5 years. Don't know why I'm not in the university,
I'm wondering the same
but
thing.
but
We're
but
gonna change that today.
but I do have results that I forgot to basically just tell you. But thus far, I've gotten results, even with the information that I've gotten outside of the university. So that's just a testimony right there. But yesterday I
Give me
called.
some of the examples. Break it down for me, because there might be someone on here that's on here for their first time. You know, they've never done any of my strategies. They've never used any of my letters. What have you gotten done since the 2.5 years of consuming the content and just being active on your own situation?
So if I can remember, because I got a bunch of vanilla folders with all my receipts. As you say, keep the receipts. I got receipts. Definitely portfolio recovery, Midland funding. There's a bunch of other names that I forgot, don't want to remember anyways. I say about 12 items, about like 12 items off my personal report. Right now I'm working on my wife's, I'm working on a friend of mine's. So I would say about 12, maybe going on 13 now. And all the way from fighting with personal information as the young lady said a few minutes ago, which I just fought with TransUnion yesterday with the script for about an hour. They made me go through a whole security pass.
Wow.
Saying that I got to answer questions. And I'm like, look, it's me. I verified not only with the machine that the phone call tried to verify me through, but now also with you verbally. And you're still asking for security questions? Okay, I guess that's top security, whatever. But about a whole hour just to dispute a few items, and I used the script. I mean, I laid it on them yesterday. So they then asked me to send them proof of more personal identification.
Wow.
They asked me to send them because I got my student loans discharged from fraud. I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, and that school shut down for fraud. I won my case. They dismiss every like $70,000 of student loans except one, which is still sitting on my report, and I disputed that. I send all this information.
That's actually a good thing. You can get paid for it, you know. Like, it's all about the strategies, guys. Like, okay. So you see where most of you see a crisis? For some reason, I only see opportunity. I don't see crisis anymore. When you change the things you look at, the things you look at will also change. Guys, I do not see crisis anymore. Everything they refuse to delete for me now is an opportunity because we know how to get paid. It's a wrap. Keep it on there. I just need 3 disputes. That's all. Keep it on there. Once I get 3 rounds in, it's a wrap. And this level of confidence, guys, I promise you, when you have it, it will change the entire game for you. But continue, King. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So it's a long list, man. Like I'm
Get
very
in the university, bro. It's time for you to work some different type of magic.
I actually spoke to James. We did a consultation the other day about 3 days. I spoke to James, had a great conversation with him. So I'm just saying, brother, don't got the funds, but my mind is fully committed. And
we have payment plans, so don't even worry about coming out one time with it. We do have the payment plans, and with the information that you possess now and the people that you're going to start to help, I'm telling you, bro, the money will not be a problem because once you start solve other people's problem, people are gonna solve your problem.
I'm not worried about the convincing part. Trust me. That's been it's not about convincing, but I've already surpassed those those lines. I'm
Mhm.
not there no more. I'm fully committed. I know the results. I know what I can do. I was on my in-laws couch before I got this house about
Ooh.
2 years ago.
Wait,
And I,
wait. We ain't going past that, bro. That's a huge. Come on, somebody. Come on. From the couch to your own house. Come on, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Come on.
I'm in my own palace now. You know what I mean? So
And
I
you
was
know
on
what's
my
crazy?
couch.
I want you to use that as your tagline. Use it as your tagline. From the couch to my own house.
Let me write
And
that down.
it was only a year and a half ago that this happened. This is how credit changed my life. I was sleeping on my sister's couch. I was on there for months, well, however the long time is. And then when I got introduced to credit and took the responsibility in my own hands, I moved from someone's couch to my own house in less than a year and a half. That's your tagline, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm telling you, like, I was so willing to be uncomfortable, as you said, get used to being uncomfortable, to then get comfortable that I dedicated. I mean, I had papers everywhere, all over the couch. I didn't care, right next to me, going in, going in, going in.
Mhm.
And I got results, and I was able to rent this house for now. And that's because of deleting a bunch of stuff before I was able to get accepted for the lease.
Mhm.
And I did that on my own. You know, I
That's
did it on my
great.
own. Like I couldn't use my wife's income or
Mhm.
anything. She's so now I'm working on her. And anyways, the list goes on, man. I'm
That's
just a
great. You
proof,
know what's
proof,
better than one credit report?
2 and 3 and 4 and 5 of
There
them.
we go. My man picked it up. There we go.
Yes,
I
sir.
am so proud of you, bro. I am so proud of you. Like when you join the university, it's gonna be an amazing day, bro. Are you bilingual?
Yes, I actually used to speak 4 languages, but the
Yeah.
other 2 is kind of forgotten, which was Ethiopian and a little Portuguese, but now I'm back to English and Spanish.
All right. So with your content, the English market is great, but I think when you're marketing, I want you to just do content in Spanish. Do not do any content in English. Your contents, the Spanish market is untouched. There's less than a handful of people in the Spanish market that's really dominating credit. There's not a lot. Everybody wants the English market. Well, that's great, but if I'm bilingual, I'm gonna get that market too. Like,
I have
yo,
to
I'm telling y'all,
understand.
y'all lucky I can't speak other languages, bro, apart from Jamaican. Swear to God, I'm telling you.
Yep. Hey man, the testimony is too long, man. I don't want to hold you up, but the testimony is too long. It's
I
too long.
appreciate you,
And
man.
let me show you on one other thing. I also got this just for the giggles.
Ah,
Just for the giggles.
touche.
This is
Touche.
this is all those 15 USC laws. Now I know the
When did you
online
get
course.
that? When did
I
you
got
get
this
it?
maybe about 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Okay, so I hope they updated the
That's what I'm saying.
FDCPA in there. There might be some stuff in there that's not updated when they made that book, like last year, March, permissible purpose, the law for permissible purpose has been updated. The
That's
year
2022 edition.
Okay, so I'm hoping that they updated all the information in there. Okay, cool. So yeah, you're off to an amazing start, bro. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, keep doing the work, bro. Um, Neo Davis, right? One of my coaches. Neo used to say, "Hey, information on me, execution on you. I can't execute for you." And Grammy is a prime example of someone who took the information and just executed it. You were able to move from someone's couch into your own house. That is a major accomplishment, bro. It's not an easy thing. So I salute you, bro, for taking up that mantle, and I salute you now for working on your wife's credit report. And it's only time. What's better than one report? Two, right? So all you need to do now is both of you leverage things individually. Do not co-sign. You and wifey, don't co-sign for nothing. keep the profiles separate, which means if later on down the line you get a hit with something or your credit is having some issues, guess what? We got wifey's credit to fall back on. Don't co-sign for nothing. Do everything separate. So if you guys can use one profile now to get as much stuff as you can, do it. And if anything happens, guess what? The other person steps in while the other person is fixing it. So at all times, there's a staggering in the profiles, and both profiles don't potentially get compromised. All right? Sweet. All right, Joe, back to you, brother.
All right, we got Win up next, man. You want to unmute your mic and talk to Dwayne? Good
Win,
morning, by the
my
way.
guy. What's good?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all? How's everybody doing?
I felt like I just saw you last night, bro.
Right. That's okay. I love it. What I just have is I want to understand the difference between not necessarily the difference between the concierge program and the university, price wise. Are we paying two separate things, or does one become the other?
No, it's two separate. They're both separate. I think Karen asked that question last night, and I forget to go over it.
Right.
All right. So, you know, when you go specialize for a master's degree or a PhD, that's what the connoisseur program is. So the university gives you your bachelor's. That's what you're getting. You're getting a bachelor in deleting items from your credit. That's what you do. So you are knowing everything, right? And when I say everything, from deleting late payments, child support, bankruptcy, student loans, the whole shebang, right? But now you're like, okay, deletions are cool. Deletions are cute. It's time to take it to the next step. Let me go learn now how to really get paid for this stuff. Now I know how to get all deletions. I know the dispute rounds. Now I want to get paid. What do I do? That's what the connoisseur program is for. When you start asking yourself that question, it's time for you to step up to the connoisseur program.
Right. So when we're paying for the concierge, which I don't remember the price of it. Am I paying for the concierge program and I'm paying
separate? Correct.
Separate. Okay.
Correct. Those are two separate programs.
Do you want to say what is the concierge program price?
That's something that you can discuss with finance and Haiti.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank
awesome
you.
sauce. Yep, you are absolutely welcome. All right. Do we have any more questions before we go over to the board? All right. Questions going once, questions going twice. All right. Sold. All right. Time to go over to the board. So we're going to break down this credit stuff, ladies and gentlemen. There's different sides to credit. And
raise my hand.
Who's that? I don't see any hand raised.
I think it's Karan.
Karan, I don't know how to raise my hand.
Oh, okay. So you know what?
bring you
I
up to
should
the
have been a better
spotlight.
host. I should have been a better host. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the bottom of your screen, right? Bottom middle or bottom right, you should see something marked reactions. And in reactions, you can click it and it says raise hand and it will raise your hand. You should see like a reaction button and then it says raise hand. That's
okay,
how you do it.
iPad, it was at the top.
Oh, yours was at the top? All right, brother. Talk to me. What you got?
Okay, I had got an auto loan about a couple years ago. The day I got my auto loan, it was assigned to a debt collector. I sent out a dispute letter, but how I disputed it, it was like about like the charge off is like the ordinary income. But I know just in class the other day, you just talked about the late payments and using the negative information laws. So what which they sent me the summary of like the payments and the contract and the arbitration agreement. So would I just go back and just dispute it with the late payment and the negative information laws?
Well, let's go back to the beginning. So are you positive it's with a debt collector?
Yes, all they mail us stuff say this is a debt collector.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, good. How is it showing on your credit?
It is showing as a charge off.
Okay. And you're getting calls from a debt collector?
Well, they just sending email and sending mail through the mail. They're not calling me. They just sending mail and sending emails. Okay.
So how I want you to reply to the email is a cease and desist to all electronic communication, right? So we want everything in the mail. We don't want them emailing you nothing. We want them to send it in the post office. The next thing is now the charge off that's being reported on your credit. Is the debt collector the one reporting it?
Yes,
They
they
are.
were the assigned the contract the day I bought my loan, so they was who I started paying my payments to when I first got my car, which I didn't know at the beginning when I got my car, but when I went to the dealership and bought the car, the day I bought the car, the dealership assigned the contract to the debt collector to collect the monthly payments.
That's
And
interesting.
and they're not on my contract. They just in the arbitration agreement. Like they're not on the contract anywhere else. They just in the arbitration agreement.
So you're saying that the person that's reporting the account as the creditor is a debt collector?
It's a debt collector.
It's interesting. I've never heard a case like yours before. This is quite interesting. All right. So if they're a debt collector, we're gonna deal with debt collectors under FDCPA. So what I want you to send out is actually a notice for validations of debt.
Well, I think that's what they sent these information for. They
No. So that's what you think. That's an assumption. That's an assumption. Now, the notice for validations of debt, person 12 CFR 1006, requires specific things. Very specific, not just some statement or no contract. That doesn't prove anything. All right. So, are you in the university, Karan? All right. So one of the things why I stress this so much is y'all need to be in the university. I'm not just saying it for my health. Like there's resources in there that you will need. So the notice for validations of that person 12 CFR 1006.34C, that's a debt collection letter where if any debt collector gives you a dawning letter, which is what that is, what they sent you, it sounds like it is. They need to first prove that the alleged debt is validated before they can even collect. So once you send this notice out, it stops all debt collection activities, meaning but not limited to the reporting of the information on your credit. So once you send this out, until the account gets properly validated, they cannot report the item. They cannot attempt to collect. You understand? That also means they must stop reporting it to the consumer reporting agency. So what do? You send this via tracking green return receipt, right? And once you send it via tracking green return receipt, certified mail green return receipt, and you know when they got it, then 1 or 2 days after they receive it, you want to pull your consumer reports. If the item is still being reported, they are now violating the FDCPA because once a notice for validations of debt is sent out, once a consumer disputes any part of the debt, any part or the entirety of the debt, all collection activities must stop by law until the account can be validated. So what we want is that we don't want them to delete it. Why? Because we need to catch them in the violations. And if they don't respond to every requirement under 1006.34C, that is also a violation. So this now gives you leverage for a lot of different things. Have the vehicle been repossessed?
Yes, it was totaled. And it was totaled and they got the vehicle back, yes.
So it was totaled.
And it had gap insurance as well, but it didn't have insurance on it at the time.
It didn't have gap. It had gap.
It had gap insurance, but it didn't have insurance.
Okay. Okay. So how much was left on it?
Probably like 20,000. It was I bought the car for 20,000 and there was 19 left on it. So they had me at an interest rate of like 26%. I bought it with bad credit. So once I came across you, I deleted everything off my credit. I even deleted the charge off, but we got reinserted on my credit. So that's why I've been fighting, but I had
See,
deleted
you should have
everything.
said, so that no changes the whole situation.
But that's a second charge off. This is the charge off that just happened this year when I got my new car because the old car totaled. So the charge off I was talking about that got reinserted was the one that was my old one from a personal loan.
Okay, so that's a different charge off.
Correct.
Okay, so the reinsertion has its own process too.
Okay, yeah, that's for the other charge off, but the one I'm speaking on is for the auto loan.
Okay.
That's just-
Okay. So we're talking about two charge offs. One got reinserted and one got assigned to a debt collector.
Correct.
All right, bet. Got you. All right. So if it's a debt collector and you're attempting to collect a debt, you treat them like a debt collector, which means FDCPA is in full swing. So what I just said regarding the notice of validations of debt, it has specific information that it requires. And a debt collector must be in compliance with the FDCPA. There's no going around it. All right. And this is why, like, I cannot stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen. Like, when you get the opportunity to join the university, please do, because there's things you're going to learn in the university that you're not going to learn on the challenge and you're not going to learn on YouTube. There's levels to the information all the way up to the connoisseur program. There's different levels for the information. And I'm not saying it for you to join it for my health. I'm saying join it for you, because this information is what it will get your stuff right. You will know what you need to do. So for everyone on here, I am telling you, don't worry about the cost of the university. We have payment plans and it's 100% approval, no credit score needed. We have payment plans. So all you need to do is speak with finance, and it's flexible. We can work something out for you. You shouldn't let any cost stop you from learning what you need to learn. You can learn and earn at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. And with you guys, I'm telling you, the information is key to getting what you need to get done. So with you, King, you're going to need more training on debt collection. You're going to need more, because if you ever send them a validation notice, they validated you already, because what they sent you, repeat the items to me that they sent you.
Well, the first letter say that the item is accurate, and then they sent the loan summary basically with all my payments, with the total interest paid and the principal paid, a copy of the retail installment sales contract, and just the arbitration provision.
See, that's 3 or 4 things.
Right, and they posted saying 12, right?
They're supposed, no, it's more than that now. It's almost 19 items they're supposed to send you. It doesn't mean 19 paper, but it's supposed to have, there's specific things on it. It's including the model form B1. You get what I'm saying? So if you do a regular validations of debt and we're talking about a GB, then they can send you whatever they want. So how I would respond to this is, okay, maybe you didn't comprehend what my first letter was stating. So let me reiterate. This alleged debt is disputed in its entirety. Person 12 CFR 1006.34C. If you don't know what it is, go and look it up, because the last set of information you sent does not suffice the information required for proper notice of validations of debt. Cease and desist immediately all debt collection activities as per the FDCPA until validation can be done. If you continue to report this item on my consumer report, you will be fined under the FDCPA under civil liability for not compliance or for non-compliance. So it's basically just that paragraph. It's short, but it's to the point, right? It triggers this law and they must abide by it. They must do it. So the next thing is, on your credit, when you disputed it the first time.
This is what they had sent me.
Okay, all right, cool. So for further assistance, you're definitely going to need the coaching, bro. I promise you, you're going to need it. And when you get it, you'll see what I'm talking about, because everything will start making sense to you.
Yes, sir.
All right, I got you, bro. So we'll drop the link. Haiti, Joe, could y'all drop the link in here so they can just start signing up for the application? And any violation of the I'm going to go over to the board anyway, so I'll be able to show you guys. All right. Breaking down the FICO pie chart. Karan, let me show you something real quick. And I'm going to show you that they were not in compliance. When you're going to send out 12 CFR 1006.34C. All right. So when it comes to the notice of validations of debt, Karan, this is what is required. So we're going to scroll down to C. C has the validation information, right? So validation information right here.
The rain is
And
foggy.
it says, oh, maybe it's your screen. It's zoomed up. It's zoomed up as much as it can be.
It's clear for me.
Yeah, it could
Okay,
be.
yeah, now we got it.
All right, cool. So the validation information, right? The validation information pursuant to paragraph A1 of this section. A debt collector must. So I want you to look at this word right here, Karan. This. A debt collector must. You see this right here? It means they must do whatever the law says that comes after this. They must do this. It's not a choice. They must do this. So that's why it's key when we're talking about words and comprehension. All right? That's why it's so important. So what must the debt collector do? Provide the following validation information. So did it say provide some of the information, or does it say provide the following validation information? Did it say some or the following?
The following.
The following. Okay, what does the following mean?
All the information that it have listed up on
Listed.
Mhm. So everything that is listed here, or everything that's going to be listed, a debt collector must provide this information. Right? So all the stuff that they gave you, Karan, I want you to look at what is required now. And then I'm going to ask you a question. Did they meet the validation notice? All right. So the first thing is that the debt collector the debt collector communication disclosure, right? They must send you a debt collector disclosure. I'm not going to go into the interpretation to tell you what that is, but this is something that you can look up. I'm just going to touch these points real quick. Information about the debt. They must also provide all the subparts to it. The consumer's name, mailing address, if the debt collector is collecting a debt related to a consumer financial product, like it's very specific as to what is needed. The account number, if any associated with the debt, or the itemization date, a truncated version of that number. Where are we? The name of the creditor to whom the debt is currently owed, the itemization date, the amount of the debt. I've been in a feedback. Joe, let's make sure that everybody's in mute just so we don't get any interruption. It goes into itemization 34C27, itemization of the current amount, reflecting any fees. It goes into the current amount of the debt. It goes into information about the consumer protection. Like there's a lot of things, as you can see, that it goes into. Dispute prompts. Like they're supposed to give you all of this information, Huron, all of this, not some of it, all of it, right? Validation form. And the other thing about debt collection too is the response must also be on a model form B1, right? This. So the response that you're getting from a debt collector, it should look like this. It should look exactly like this. And it must have also a perforated edge right here that you can cut off or mail, that you can cut off and mail back to them. These are a part of the requirements. So looking at this and looking at all the information that is required, did that company validate the debt? This is a question for you, Karan.
No.
They don't. They didn't. And what happens when a debt collector is not compliant with? Let me go here. Let me show you something else. Let's see.
Civil liability
Yep.
for willful non-compliance.
USC 1692. Okay. What happens when they violate the laws on the debt collection? All right. Karan, can you read this to me? Let me know if you can see it properly. If not, I'll just read it.
Yes, I can see.
All right. So where are we? Let's start from the top.
15 USC 1692K civil liability.
All right, cool. And now let's go down to A. What does A say?
In the case of any action by individual.
No, before that, let's go to A first. Amount of damage.
Okay, amount of damages. Except as otherwise provided by this section, any debt collector who fails to comply with any provision of this subchapter with respect to any person is liable to such person in the amount or equal to the sum of.
All right. And I want you to pay extra attention to this. Any debt collector who what? Fails to comply with any provision of this subchapter, which includes your validation information that was sent out. If they did not send you all the required information, validation was not done. And that also means that they failed to do validation, which means they're not in compliance with this provision. And that also means that they are, if they are still reporting the item, they are reporting an invalidated account to your credit reports. Do you see how you trap them?
Yes, sir.
It's all about information, but how you use it makes the difference. All right, so I just wanted to show you that before I started the pie chart. So
appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So FICO. A lot of people believe FICO is your credit. FICO is not your credit. FICO is an algorithm. It could have been spelled right. It could have been spelled wrong. That's algorithm, all right? Just take this as it is right now. That's algorithm, all right? And this algorithm does a very specific thing. Reads consumer reports. That's all it does. It reads consumer report. When it reads consumer reports, it then puts you in a category. This category goes from 300 to 850. And the category, you have bad, then you got poor, then you got good, and I believe you have excellent after this. Right? You fall into a category. You either have bad credit, poor credit, good credit, or excellent credit. Right? Good credit normally starts from, should be about like, I think it's normally is like 740. Poor is like 600 over like 680, some shit. And then there's like a gap right here or something. I could be missing one, but nevertheless, that part is not important. So on a scale of 300 to 850, it gives you 550 points. 550 points. Okay. So then we have a pie chart, right? You got an idea here. I think I can draw a perfect circle. Who believes I can draw a perfect circle? I'm gonna draw a perfect circle for y'all right now. Watch.
I have faith your kindergarten teacher taught you well.
Ha! Bet y'all didn't think I could draw a perfect circle, huh? I know y'all thought I couldn't draw a perfect circle. Oh, let me see how this green is looking. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right.
That looks good.
All right. So we have a pie chart. $35, $30, $15, $10, $10. All right. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. What does that mean? A lot of people don't know what that means. They'll say it, but they don't know what it means. So 35%. This is where your payment history is. Payment history. Right? 30 is your utilization. 15 is the age. 10 is your mixture of credit. And the other 10 is new credit. What is this breakdown? This is your FICO pie chart, and this is how your scores are broken down. Now, what do we need to know about this FICO pie chart? 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. This adds up to 100%. This adds up to 100%. So if this adds up to 100%, it also means this 100% is equal to 550 points, right? That would make sense, right? Now, 35% of 550 is equal to what? What is this equal to? 1, 9, 2.5. Can someone confirm or deny that number for me?
Confirmed.
All right. 30%. What are we equal to?
165.
Ah, thank you very much, Karen. 15%.
82.5.
Amazing. 10%.
550. I'm sorry, 55. I'm sorry, 55.
And 55, right? So when you add all of those up, you should get 550 points. So this is how your FICO score is calculated and broken down. Now, each percentage has a corresponding number. So when you hear people online telling you that, oh, you could lose 200 points for late payment, that's a lie. The maximum amount of points you can lose for late payment is 192 points. Can't go more than that. Right? Because your payment history accounts for 192.5 points of your FICO score. Now, knowing this information, what else do we need to know? We also need to know what a good profile looks like. So a good profile has 100% payment history. Utilizations are 10% and below, right? The age, the average age should be 3 to 5 years or more, right? And as for the mixture, for the accounts, you want a good 7 to 10 accounts. And in inquiries, you need 3 or less inquiries. The ideal amount of inquiry to have is 1. But if you have 3 or less, you are good. This structure, this gave me an 805 credit score. I got that in 6 months of fixing my credit. This profile gave me an 805 credit score, and then it later on gave me an 810. That's the most I've gotten from FICO. They have not given me more than 810. That's the most I've ever gotten. Now, what else do we know? We also know that the category of payment history and utilization, this accounts for 65%. The biggest portion of your credit is due to payment history and utilization. So if someone adds up 165 and 192.5, what do you get? If you add those two numbers up.
157.5.
Ah, touche. Excellent. Right? We get 357.5 points. Guys, I have taught you all the skills to delete late payment, right? Pay your utilization down because sometimes you're a little crazy with the utilization. By controlling your payment history and your utilization, you can control 357.5 points. So even if you had no credit and you're at 300, controlling this alone can put you at 657. Just that alone. And you automatically get age. Your inquiries, guys, you know how to delete inquiries in 24 hours. You know how to delete inquiries in 48 hours. You know how to delete inquiries from your credit. Right? So there's absolutely no reason why you cannot be over 740. There's absolutely no reason why. You have all the information to get you over 740. Easy, easy stuff. Credit is not hard. It's not. What we need to know, the difference is how it works. For the past 5 days, I've given you all the strategies to delete every single item you can possibly think of on your credit. This is the breakdown of how the pie chart works. It's all numbers. Know the numbers and know the strategy. Your age, right? Your age of credit, you can fix this with trade lines. Right? Being an authorized user on somebody's credit. And once you get that boost of credit, then now you apply for your own primaries from your different credit unions, or you could go with a secured loan, a few secured credit cards, and still get some from your credit unions and local banks. Your inquiries, that's easy to fix. All you need to do for your inquiries is what? Run the 24, 48-hour play. That's it. Just run the play, read the script, delete the inquiries. So simple. So doing 1, 2, 3, 4 things alone, 4 things alone will get you over 740. Just doing 4 things alone will get you over 740. It's not complicated. The reason why I am not so concerned with a credit score anymore is because I am going for violations. I'll probably get my 800 back when I feel like it. But for right now, I want all the violations. So what does that mean? What does all the violations? You need to learn how to dispute. This is the key thing that most people are missing. Dispute process. This is the #1 thing that I figured out that people don't know how to do. They don't know what letters to send. They think that most letters apply to every situation. And you'll hear some internet guru telling you, oh, put 13 items on 1 letter. Okay, that's cool. You can It's not as effective as it should be, but you can do it and you can get results. But you see, I don't like shooting in the dark. I want to know what my target looks like. So I've created a round 1, a round 2, a round 3, A, B, C strategy. There are different round 1s for different things. Each negative item has its own round 1. Not all round 1 letters are the same. Let me give you an example. Debt collection, round 1. Debt collection falls into 2 categories: medical collections and non-medical collections, right? Medical collections are treated differently under certain circumstances. Like if it's $500 or below, that's not supposed to be on your credit. If the medical collection is less than 1 year old, it shouldn't be on your credit. If the medical collection is invalid, which means that they can't prove that you got all these services, you ask for an itemization of service or an itemization of charge, what charges were done or what services were done that's tied to the charges, and did you actually receive them, and can they provide proof that you did? If they cannot, the amount now becomes invalid. That's how you invalidate a medical collection account amount, right? The next thing is 1 year, 500, paid medical collection. Paid medical collections are not supposed to be on your credit. Now, all of these take a different round 1. Medical collections over $500 takes a different round 1. So y'all get what I'm saying? Each round 1 is different for what it's doing. It's specific for its specific intent. So when people are telling you, oh, just send this generic round 1, it doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you get verified. That's why you get validated. That's why you get accurate. They don't know what they're telling you, right? So we're still on the collection. So now let's go over to the other side. There are different strategies for different things. So let me give you a few examples. In Quran's case, a debt collector is attempting to collect a debt, and they say that you owe this amount. Okay, cool. It's on your credit. There's a thing called the no parking rule. Did this debt collector communicate with you before they put the alleged debt on your credit? Well, the fact that you and them are having a conversation, it means that they did, so they met the criteria for the no parking rule. However, this now triggers the notice for validations of debt per SON 12 CFR 1006.34C, right? It triggers that validation notice. If the debt collector is a lawyer, you can use a volunteer non-fit injure. To a willing person, it's not a wrong. However, this debt collector must have bought the debt. If it's a collection from a toll, if it's collection from parking, if it's collections from child support, that's a different round 1 because those aren't supposed to be on your credit. So different round 1 requires different dispute. So all those gurus out there that's telling y'all that, hey, just use this template. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not how it works. It don't work like that. Right? It does not work like that. That's not how it works. And that's the reason why you are stuck like Chuck in the pickup truck. That's the reason why. Right? Your round 2. So your round 1 identifies information that is inaccurate, incomplete, and unverifiable. That's what your round 1 identifies. Information that is inaccurate, incomplete, and this is VERI, okay? Verified. I don't know what my writing, I don't know what this writing is saying over here. Let me write this over. I don't know what that was saying. And unverified. There we go. Much better, Doreen. I don't know what that was. No clue. Okay, that's what your round one letter is for. It's to identify inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable information. That's the sole purpose of your round one. Whether you're using the medical collection, the regular collection, late payment, whatever it is, you're identifying something that is not correct. That's the general purpose of your round one. Your round two letter is dependent on how they responded to you. So, what are the possible responses for your round one? They can say accurate. They can say verified. You can get no response. Accurate, verified, no response, and then they'll stall. Each response triggers a different round two letter. An accurate or a verified or a validated response triggers a round two I6B3. Right? A no response triggers an IA1A I5 response. And this I5, yeah. A stall letter triggers the A1A, right? The I6B3 also triggers the I7 response. So as you can see, the way they respond to you triggers your different round two. Not all round two are the same. So this is the base. There's more modification that can be done. For example, if it's late payment, right? If it's collections, not collections, if it's a charge off. These change based on the type, because this could also be a S2. It could also be a S27. Depending on how they respond, it triggers your different round two. Each round of your dispute is different. They are not the same. And for those of you that are just seeing this for the first time, it might sound a little bit confusing because there's a lot more that goes behind this. Some of you might not understand what the acronyms mean. The I6B3, the IA1A, the I5, I7, S2, S27. Most of you don't know what that means. And if you don't know what that means, it simply means that you've been taught by the wrong coach. That's what that means. If you don't know what it means you've been taught by the wrong coach. You've been taught by the wrong coach. Because the consumer laws in the FCRA, it literally tells you, like an example, negative item. It tells you before a negative item goes on your credit, it tells you what's supposed to happen. If someone deleted an item and then they reinserted it on your credit, it tells you what's supposed to happen. It tells you what's supposed to happen if they don't respond in 30 days. It tells you what's supposed to happen if the information is unverifiable. The law tells you every single thing that you need to know about disputing. So why would we even question the capabilities and the authenticity of consumer laws? Why? Honestly, I don't know. That one beats me. Ladies and gentlemen, being a part of the university doesn't mean, oh, I'm just going to kick it with Doreen. That's not what it means. It means you're coming here to learn and you're coming here to work. You're coming here to put in that work. That's what that means. It doesn't mean Doreen's going to do it for you. Information on me, execution on you. I cannot and I will not execute for you. That's what you're here for. My job is to provide the information. Every account that you can possibly think of on your credit has its own dispute strategy. A bankruptcy strategy and a charge off strategy are two completely different strategies. A bankruptcy, you can get deleted in 4 days. A charge off, you cannot. A charge off will take more than 30 days. But with a bankruptcy, you can get it off in 4 days. Evaluation of a repossession and the dispute process for a repossession is completely different from a charge off or from a bankruptcy. Repossession has its own laws. Is everybody following what I'm saying? Because I know like it goes against everything that these gurus are telling you online. But like, are y'all getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Makes much
Okay, great. Because I thought I lost y'all for a minute. Okay, great.
Oh, no.
no.
Yes, sir.
The dispute process. Master the dispute process. You can graduate from the university. Master the dispute process, you can graduate. The dispute process is the easiest, but if you think it's hard, it's going to be. All you need to do is apply the stuff. All right. What do we know about collections? What do we know about collections? What do we know about child support? What do we know about bankruptcy? What do we know about charge-off? Each one gets disputed with a different set of laws. They do, because it requires a separate process. Bankruptcy. One of the strategy is to write the court. You don't need to write the court for collections. You don't need to write the court for a repossession. That's only specific to bankruptcy. So knowing when to do what and what dispute letter to send is key to making this work. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 15 minutes over the mark time. So Joe, I'm going to ask you to please drop the university link for anyone that's on here that would love to be a part of our family, that would love to join our community and want to be the best version of themselves. This is how you do it. You can only join us via this application. Without the application, guys, I promise you, you will not get in.
I dropped that link.
You did, brother?
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's
it.
dropped.
Appreciate it. What you're learning, guys, you will not find this information anywhere else. There's a big difference in knowing how to do something and knowing something. There's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff, but don't do nothing because they don't know how to execute. People that execute, like my guy, what's his name? Mr. Gammy. Homeboy just went to work. Karen went to work. Joe went to work. Edwin went to work. Sylvia went to work. Caroline went to work. Wynn went to work. Dwayne went to work. Everybody that's executing on, like Dwayne got a $50,000 check. And that was like 2.5 weeks ago. Information on me, execution on you. That's what it comes down to. Are you willing to learn the information, to become the person that will set your family free from the chains of bad credit? Are you going to be the one? Are you going to wait for somebody to come tell you about a software that you need to sign up for that's going to do all the magic for you and you learn nothing in the process? I don't know. You could if you want to. But then when the negative item comes back, what are you going to do? You use the software, you deleted negative items, but then the negative item came back. What do you do? Oh, they responded verified. They responded validated. They responded accurate. What is your next step? Oh, just push a button on the software and let the software do it for you. Well, beloved, what did you learn in the process? What did you learn? Did you learn how to get the stuff deleted? Did you learn why it came back? Did you learn what the procedures are if something that got deleted and came back? Do you know what those requirements are? Okay. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we are 17 minutes over the time. So I hope you got a lot of information from this. This is just an appetizer. This is the Brunch and Learn. Y'all know where to find the main course. It's inside the university. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe dropped the link for me. Guys, save the link, look in the comments. You will see the link. Save all of it. I'm going to give you like a minute to copy it and save it. So I'll just go for some Q&A while you guys are copying that link. So Joe, I see your hand is up. What do you got, bro? What question you got?
It's not a question. I wanted to ask if I could say something to everybody here real quick
All right,
about
what you got, bro?
because so many people were asking about the prices and everything. Learning what you learn in CLSU, I'm just letting everybody know you could easily make that money in 1 day a month, go into any car dealership waiting outside for people to come out that were denied and telling them that you could help them get approved. I'm just putting that out. 1 day a month, you do that, you can make the money to pay for the CLSU.
I'm going to take it a step further. Did you know that you can go in? So finance officers, and this is a strategy that I used back in 2021, 2022. I was getting between 50 and 100 leads per month doing this. I went to the car dealership and I had a talk with the finance manager. And I asked the finance manager, do you have a list of all the clients that got denied because of bad credit? He said, yes. I said, what if I could fix these people credit for you and send them back to you from approval? Would that be something you're interested in? He said, yes, then, my commissions will go through the roof. I spoke to a commissions agent as well. So he partnered with the finance manager and they started sending me leads. I would fix these people's credit and send them back to the dealership to get approval. I was getting between 50 to 100 leads per car dealership, In my area, there was about 15 car dealerships there. And I went to about 5 of them. I didn't hit all of them up because if I did, y'all probably would have never known about the Rain Delvante because I would have just been doing that. Car dealerships have an endless supply of leads. And I know right now, there's some of you on here with a car dealership less than 5 minutes away from your house. I know. There's a real estate office that's probably 13 minutes away. There's a mortgage company that's right next door. And guess what? If you get in with the real estate company and run the same strategy of people that got denied for housing, you can actually go in because every real estate office does a monthly or weekly training. And you can go in and educate the agents on credit. And you can make a referral program where every lead that they sent you that's paid, you send them $200. So you charge your clients $1,200. You send $200 back to the realtor that supplied you with the information. All the mortgage agents, all the denials that they got, send me those files. Let me work on those files. Get these people back in the door so they can get qualified. Guys, I'm not giving you theory. I'm telling you something that I did 2021, 2022, and I made a lot of money doing it. So if you're worried about a price for the university, your return on investment is infinite. You will make your money back and more. It's like I'm paying you to be in there. That's exactly what's happening because the amount of money you're going to make. I wish Coy was here or some of my other guys that's doing credit repair that's been with me for like a year or two or like they're making a lot of money. What's my point? Your greatest investment is yourself. And if you are worried about a price, you're worried about the wrong thing. And it's not for you. If you're worried about the price, it's not for you. It's not. You're worried about the wrong thing. You will use the information that you are learning and you can set yourself financially free. Guys, I'm an immigrant. I'm from a whole nother country. I've only been in this country for 14 years. Some of you have been alive twice the amount of time I've been in this country. I can do it with a high school diploma. You can as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Have an amazing rest of your Saturday. I will be following up with phone calls next week. So please ensure that you fill out the application. Without the forms filled out, you will not be called, number one. If it's not filled out in its entirety, I'm not going to call you. That's number one. And number two, you will be disqualified from the scholarship program and the payment plan. All right? So, from your favorite island boy, a toast to you, a toast for y'all being here this Saturday. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are right here with us. You are learning some new stuff that you didn't know before, and you're going to execute. You're going to fill out the application. I'm going to see your name. I'll be calling you next week. Let's get you inside our community. Let's get active. Let's be great. Guess what? You're doing this not only for yourself. You're doing this for your family. You're doing this to set yourself free. You're doing this to break the chain of bad credit in your family. I salute you for being here. A toast to you.
See you Monday, Coach.
Thank you, D. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you
Most
again.
definitely.
A million. Thank you.
It was nice seeing
Most
everybody here.
Definitely.